Someone is using your name to claim a $1 million blessing that was meant for you. Archangel Michael is trying to stop them before you lose it forever. Watch now. In the hidden corridors of the spirit realm, a divine transaction is unfolding. A blessing, one not born of chance but authored in the books of heaven, has been released with your name written upon it. It is no ordinary blessing. It is weighty. It is abundant. It carries the fragrance of favor, the scent of sudden elevation, and the signature of a $1 million release, not only financial, but symbolic of full circle restoration. Yet, as heaven released this treasure, an interference arose. Someone, yes, someone, has moved in spiritual shadows to forge your name on what heaven designed solely for you. This is no exaggeration. This is not a parable. This is a divine alert. A spiritual forgery hath been attempted in realms unseen, and the only reason your spirit is stirred right now is because the Spirit of God is verifying whose name is truly on this blessing. And only those whose ears can hear the alarm and whose hearts feel the urgency are being called into this revelation. Archangel Michael, the mighty warrior of the Lord, has been dispatched. He stands at the breach with a flaming sword, guarding your inheritance from being hijacked by unauthorized hands. He has seen the falsified petition. He has read the counterfeit claim. And now, he has been sent to locate you, to draw you into stillness, into silence, into divine sensitivity, so heaven can confirm what hell is trying to counterfeit. This message is not meant for everyone. If you are feeling the shift, if your spirit is stirred and your pulse quickens, understand, this is for you. You were meant to receive this message. There are no accidents in the realm of the spirit. There is no coincidence in your clicking, scrolling, or finding. What is happening now is a heavenly intervention. A name is being verified. A record is being rechecked. A gate is being guarded. Stay quiet. Stay close. The blessing has not been lost, but the next 72 hours are critical. Silence is your weapon. Stillness is your shield. The Spirit of God is inspecting the names on the blessing scrolls. Let Him find you still and faithful. Type "I receive this" in the comments if this speaks to you. Blessing code 777 is now being activated over your name. In the next 72 hours, a spiritual signature will be verified. He stands now, not in shadow, but in light, radiant, fierce, and blazing with divine justice. Archangel Michael, commander of heavenly hosts, stands with his flaming sword unsheathed, scanning the records of heaven, defending the inheritance that was spoken over your life. His wings stretch across dimensions, and his presence shakes the gates of those who have dared to tamper with what does not belong to them. He has not come with questions. He has come with orders. He has been sent to stop the theft of what heaven has inscribed with your name. A $1 million blessing, a spiritual, financial, and generational release. This is not metaphor. This is not imagination. This is divine intelligence being revealed in real time. In the next 72 hours, the heavens will verify the signature attached to this blessing. Not your handwriting, but your heartprint. Not your resume, but your residue. The oil that's been cultivated through fire, faith, and obedience. The signature heaven searches for cannot be forged. But the enemy has tried. Someone has dared to counterfeit what belongs to you. Someone has crept into spiritual courts pretending to be you, invoking your name, placing a claim on what they have not sown for, cried for, warred for. And the moment this was detected in the spirit realm, Archangel Michael was summoned, sent to intervene, sent to confirm, sent to warn. This message is not general. This is not for the passive listener or casual believer. This is for the awakened, the tuned in, the chosen. If your heart is racing, if your spirit is stirred and something deep inside of you is shouting, "This is for me," then heaven is marking your response. The Spirit of God has stopped this message in front of you for one reason: to align you before the enemy can deceive you. The Father has dispatched this message as a spiritual audit. Heaven is checking the names. The books are open. The scroll is unrolling. And right now, yes, in this moment, your name is being reviewed. Do you feel it? That sense that something was already happening before you even clicked this? That's because it was. Before this word reached your screen, there was already warfare over your portion. There was already conflict over your contract. But the Spirit of God would not allow it to go unnoticed. He has released this prophetic call to arms not to scare you, but to secure you. The Spirit says, the claim hath been contested. Your portion has been preserved. But your stillness is now required. You must understand, this is more than just money. This is legacy. This is restoration. This is the open floodgate that generations behind you prayed for, and someone saw it coming and tried to steal it before it reached your hands. But the blood of Jesus still speaks, and the sword of Michael still strikes. Let it be known in the heavens and on the earth. You have been warned because you have been chosen. You have been stirred because you have been called. Do not take this lightly. Do not dismiss the urgency. The next 72 hours matter. The books are open. The angel is standing guard. The fire is burning. And your silence will speak louder than any argument. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Even now, as you read these words, you can feel the disturbance in your spirit. It is not fear, but an awakening, a sudden awareness that something sacred, something promised, has been under silent attack. In the hidden chambers of the unseen, your name has been whispered in places it should never have been spoken. Your steps have been tracked, your prayers overheard, your movements mapped. Not by God, but by those who envy the oil on your life. Someone, a rival, an adversary, even a smiling friend, had been watching the rising tide of your blessing and has made a move to intercept it. They cannot duplicate your soul, but they have attempted to duplicate your name. They cannot endure your wilderness, but they want to enjoy your harvest. They cannot live your nights of weeping, but they want to inherit your morning of joy. This is why heaven interrupted your day with this word. You did not stumble upon it. It is no accident. This is an unveiling. The scroll of your life is being unsealed and the hidden plot has been exposed. Archangel Michael saw the forged petition. He saw the false claimant step forward with your name written in their mouth. Heaven's court is not blind. What was whispered in darkness has now been revealed in light. The reason you feel unsettled right now is because the veil has been lifted and you are standing at the edge of spiritual intelligence that was never meant to be hidden from you. Do you feel the weight of this moment? This is not paranoia. This is prophetic discernment. You are not called to panic, but to posture. The very fact that the enemy has launched such a covert operation to claim your inheritance is proof of how valuable, how weighty, how generational this blessing truly is. No thief attempts to steal from an empty vault. No adversary fights for a barren field. The warfare you are sensing is the certificate of your elevation. Your blessing is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not disposable. It carries the seal of legacy, the scent of destiny, and the mark of a new financial chapter for your life. Yet even as the enemy plotted, heaven responded. Michael unsheathed his sword. Angels took their stations. The Spirit of God summoned this message to your eyes as evidence that nothing will be taken from you in secret without being revealed in time for you to act. The heavens are not only fighting, they are informing you. This is your sign. This is your summons to awareness, to vigilance, to stillness. Who would dare to do this? How could they? These are the questions stirring in you right now. But do not let those questions harden into suspicion or bitterness. You are not called to paranoia, you are called to posture. This revelation is not to make you fear, but to make you watch. It is not to make you lash out, but to make you still. Heaven has already initiated a counteraction. What you must do is align. Speak less. Pray more. Protect your atmosphere. Hold your tongue. Guard your movements. The next 72 hours are sacred, and heaven will complete what it has begun. This is the hidden battle over your blessing. And now you know. And now you are awake. And now you are protected. Type "My name is sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 1414 is now activated over you. As this revelation unfolds before you, understand this. Every word you hear, every warning you receive, is part of God's mission to awaken souls and guard destinies. When you stand with this message, you are not simply supporting a video. You are sowing into the light that breaks deception off of others. The word says those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. When you help send this prophetic warning to more people, you become a vessel of God's rescue. Right now, your giving is not a donation. It is an act of warfare, a prophetic response to the enemy's plan. Through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you can help push this message into homes, phones, and hearts where the enemy has tried to blind eyes. Heaven sees your seed, and heaven multiplies your seed. Move now, not later, and watch the windows of heaven open over your own life as you unlock freedom for others. If you are under attack, it is because heaven has announced your promotion. Now hear this. The very presence of opposition in your life is proof that something divine is being released in your direction. A warfare you're sensing isn't random. It's not without meaning. It's not because you've done something wrong. It's because heaven has declared it's your time. Yes, the enemy has made a move. Yes, the forged claim was sent forth. But understand this deeply. The enemy doesn't attack what he doesn't fear, and he fears you because he sees what you're about to walk into. This is a spiritual test, a divine calibration, a holy trial designed not to break you, but to reveal you. This is not punishment, it is proof. Proof that your name has been announced in the courts of heaven. Proof that your inheritance hath been processed and released. Proof that the delay is over, and now the decision is in your hands. Will you respond in flesh or in faith? Will you react with your mouth or will you resist with your silence? Because right now, Silence is not weakness. It is warfare. Stillness is not inaction. It is strategy. This is the realm where you don't fight with fists, but with posture. You don't respond to every whisper. You align with the wind of the Spirit. Archangel Michael is not simply defending you. He is waiting for your agreement. He cannot fight what you continue to entertain. He cannot seal what you continue to expose. So heaven is calling you now, in this very moment, to a place of holy restraint, a place of sacred silence, a place where your spirit stands still while your angels fight fiercely. You've already done the praying. You've already sown the tears. And now let the warfare shift. Let heaven do what only heaven can do. Because this is not just about you. This is about the generations tied to your obedience. This is about the doors that will open when this transaction clears in the Spirit. This is about the children you haven't birthed yet, the legacy you haven't seen yet, the healing you haven't walked in yet. The $1 million blessing is a symbol. It is a divine token representing the overflow that is about to pour into every area of your life, your finances, yes, but also your calling, your identity, your purpose, your territory. And that's why the attack came. That's why the false claimant emerged. Because what's being released in your name is not just wealth. It is witness, a testimony so loud that even your enemies will have to say, "The Lord has done this." Do not mistake the presence of resistance for the absence of God. In fact, the resistance is the evidence. If you weren't carrying something valuable, the enemy wouldn't even bother. If your name wasn't about to be lifted, there would be no counterfeit. Do you understand? The greater the inheritance, the stronger the attempt to hijack it. But let this be known. The Spirit of God has already initiated divine defense. The seal of heaven is being reapplied. The record is being corrected. And every false signature is being exposed and struck out. But your part in this is sacred. You must remain still. You must remain surrendered. You must remain focused. For in your obedience, the vault opens. In your silence, your name is reestablished. In your stillness, the angel strikes. So take heart. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not being overlooked. You are being preserved. This is your test before the treasure. And your silence will testify before the throne. Type "I am still" in the comments if this word speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 2299 is now covering your household. The adversary is already at the gate within 72 hours. It escalates. The Spirit of the Lord would have you know. This is not a threat. This is a deadline. A divine countdown has begun, and it will not delay. The adversary is no longer lurking in the shadows. He is at the threshold, pressing against the boundary of your inheritance, attempting to trespass through spiritual gates that were never assigned to him. This is not something that might happen. This is something that has already started. The motion is in progress. The false claim has already been filed in the Spirit. The question now is not if it will be intercepted, but when and how you will respond. The next 72 hours are not symbolic. They are prophetic. In the realm of the Spirit, a review of documents is already taking place. Names are being checked. Signatures are being inspected. The records are being weighed. And in this crucial window of time, your alignment determines your access. Your stillness determines your sealing. Your silence determines the outcome. Yes, the forged request has already reached the courts of heaven. The adversary is bold, and the enemy is desperate. He saw the window open over your life. They saw the divine release authorized, and they could not bear it. So they moved, quickly and deceitfully, hoping to steal it before you even knew it was yours. They thought you would remain unaware. They thought you would be distracted, unfocused, caught up in earthly noise. But what they didn't count on was that heaven would alert you before it was too late. And now you know. The adversary has presented his false case. He has cloaked himself in familiarity. He has pretended to be connected, but he is a counterfeit. Do not be deceived by the faces around you. Not everyone who is close is covenant. Not every voice is loyal. Not every presence is pure. Someone has spoken your name in envy. Someone has written your identity into a spiritual scheme. And now, the Lord is uncovering the plot. There are clues around you. Partial hints. Moments you've overlooked, strange dreams, subtle delays, odd conversations, relational shifts, sudden miscommunications. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual fingerprints. Heaven has not revealed the full picture because your protection depends on your obedience, not your curiosity. Some things you will not fully understand until the angel has finished his work. But for now, hear this. Stay alert, stay quiet, and stay in position. The Spirit says, "What was filed without permission shall be rejected by divine instruction. What was forged without authority shall be denied by heavenly decree. But the rejection must come through your restraint. It is your stillness that acts as a signature. It is your silence that reclaims your scroll. If you speak out of season, if you move ahead of the angels, you risk reopening doors heaven is trying to seal. This is a holy window, and it will not remain open forever. Within 72 hours, things will move. Heaven has issued the command. Archangel Michael has drawn the line. The adversary is at the gate, but the fire of God is about to fall. You are not defenseless. You are divinely covered. But your cooperation is not optional. Now is not the time to be casual. This is the hour to be precise. Watch what you say, nor will you do. Seal your atmosphere. This is not just about protection, it's about possession. If the enemy cannot steal your blessing, he will try to delay it. But the Lord says, no more delay, no more interference, no more counterfeit claims. The next 72 hours are sacred, and the outcome is already leaning in your favor if you remain obedient. Type "I am alert" in the comments if you receive this warning. Blessing code 8800 is shielding you from false access. Be still. Heaven fights when you don't. Now that you've been made aware of the plot, now that heaven has exposed the attempt, now that the adversary has been caught reaching for what was never his, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Yes, nothing in the natural. No retaliation. No explanation. No confrontation. Just silence. Just stillness. Just obedience. Because heaven does not need your defense. It needs your alignment. This is the hour of protection through restraint. The enemy expects a reaction from you. He thrives in chaos, in confusion, in missteps, in hasty words and fleshly decisions. But the Spirit of the Lord says, do not speak. Do not respond. Do not engage the thief who comes cloaked as a familiar face. For your silence will speak louder than any statement, and your surrender will make more noise in the heavens than any shouting on earth. Let it be known in this realm and in the next, your name is sealed. Your inheritance cannot be stolen. Your destiny cannot be diverted. What God authored in your name cannot be forged by any hand of darkness. But this promise demands posture. This moment requires maturity. The next few days are not about warfare with others. They are about your internal agreement with the Spirit. It is time to withdraw, not in fear, but in focused reverence. Withdraw from distractions. Withdraw from noise. Withdraw from carnal conversations and from people who are unaware of the sacred battle taking place on your behalf. You must retreat to the secret place. That is where the exchange happens. That is where the angelic defense is reinforced. That is where your name is confirmed in the spiritual record. The less you say, the more heaven can do. The less you move, the faster your angels can move in your place. This is the wisdom of war. This is divine protection by divine posture. Speak this aloud. My name is sealed in heaven. My inheritance cannot be stolen. My atmosphere is protected. My blessing is returning to me untouched. Say it again. Say it until your environment shifts. Say it until your spirit is calm. Say it until every shadow flees. This is the strategy for now. For 3 days be still. Be watchful. Be hidden. Let the Spirit speak more than your thoughts. Let the angels move more than your mouth. Let the covering of heaven surround you. Your part is to maintain silence so the divine courtroom can rule in your favor. Everything is being reviewed. The intention of hearts, the motives of people, the truth of signatures, the proof of who really paid the price. And trust this, heaven knows the truth. Do not argue. Do not explain. Do not attempt to prove what heaven already confirmed. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to align with divine authority and let the Spirit vindicate you. This is your hour of quiet triumph. Not everything that is victorious is loud. Some victories come in whispers. Some breakthroughs arrive in stillness. And this one, this $1 million blessing that bears your name, is being returned to you without noise, without drama, without delay. In these next 72 hours, you will begin to notice subtle confirmations, a peace you can't explain, a silence in your spirit, a knowing that something has shifted. This is heaven nudging you. This is divine assurance pressing in. Stay under the covering. The angels are finishing what they started. The enemy will not get what was never his. You are being protected as long as you remain in position. Type "My name is protected" in the comments if this word speaks to you. Blessing code 3303 is surrounding you now with divine protection. You're not a victim. You're the rightful heir. Let this truth settle into your soul like thunder rolling through the mountains. You are not a victim. You are not a casualty of spiritual warfare. You are not some fragile target constantly under attack. No, you are the heir, the rightful owner, the chosen vessel, the one who heaven has already approved, already anointed, already appointed. What was forged was not stolen. It was intercepted. And what was intercepted is now being returned. But not just returned, returned with interest. Returned with authority. Returned with recognition. You see, the enemy's attempt was not just to steal your blessing. His strategy was to shrink your self-perception. to make you question who you are, to make you forget the power that resides within you. But what the adversary failed to understand is that this attack only triggered your awakening. This scheme only activated your royalty. You were never meant to remain quiet and unsure. You were never meant to live beneath your inheritance. And now that you've been awakened, now that the truth has been revealed, you rise. The Spirit of God declares, what was once hidden is now being honored. What was once delayed is now being delivered. What was once challenged is now being confirmed. The moment you chose stillness, heaven chose acceleration. The very silence that the enemy thought would disarm you became the strategy that disarmed him. And now, your name is echoing through the spiritual vaults. The seal is being reaffixed. The door is unlocking. Can you feel it? The wings unfolding. The fire rising. The air changing around you. That is the sound of spiritual transformation. You are not who you were when this battle began. You are not the same person the enemy tried to manipulate. You've been through the fire, and now the fire is within you. You stood at the edge of forfeiture, and now you stepped into favor. This is not just survival. This is emergence. This is the moment you realize that heaven never questioned your worth, only you did. Heaven never doubted your inheritance, only you feared it might pass you by. But no more. That false version of yourself, the one who doubted, who hesitated, who second-guessed their own worth, is gone, burned away by the flames of awakening. And now, you rise with clarity, with conviction, with the unshakable knowing that what is yours is not earned by perfection, but by purpose. It was written with your name on it, and it cannot be transferred to another. The vault has begun to open, slowly at first, but as you remain in alignment, the opening accelerates. You will begin to see signs in the natural, unusual favor, conversation shifting, closed doors suddenly reconsidered, hidden opportunities being brought to the surface. This is not magic. This is divine order returning to your life. You are stepping into your realm, not just as a believer, but as a rightful heir, and not just of finances, but of favor, authority, legacy, and dominion. The fire has refined you. The silence has shaped you. The pressure has produced you. And now, as the enemy watches helplessly, the oil begins to flow from your hands, from your mind, from your name. You are not who they thought you were. You are more. You are stronger. You are chosen. You are heir to what was nearly stolen. Type "I am the rightful heir" in the comments if this message bears witness with your spirit. Blessing code 5505 is now unlocking your realm of divine dominion. This is why it happened. Your financial elevation has been seen in the spirit. You may have wondered, why now? Why the resistance? Why the warfare over something I haven't even received yet? And now, the veil is being lifted. The revelation is being released. This wasn't just about an attack. It was about a prophetic signal. A spiritual flag raised high in the heavenlies, announcing that your season of financial elevation has arrived. Yes, that's what triggered the enemy. That's what stirred the counterfeiter. Not just what's in your present, but what's coming in your next. A financial windfall has already been assigned to your name. But hear me clearly. This is more than money. This is about movement. This is about momentum. This is about the breaking of cycles, the funding of visions, the fulfillment of promises delayed for years. The $1 million blessing is not a fantasy. It's a coded symbol of multiplied grace, accelerated favor, and divine access. It is heaven saying, "Now is the time to prosper in the place I've planted you." You didn't ask for this warfare, but your future did. Your anointing did. Your calling did. Your lineage did. The blessing that's been released has such weight in the spirit that it rang like a trumpet through unseen realms, and the enemy heard it. He heard the sound of chains breaking. He heard the sound of curses reversing. He heard the rustling of scrolls being opened, and your name being read aloud in the courts of the Most High. And he panicked. He could not stop the blessing, so he tried to reroute it, to confuse the record, to insert a false name into a sacred place. But heaven is not confused. Heaven is not deceived. Heaven knows exactly who this belongs to. Your file has been marked. Your name hath been verified. Your blessing hath been located. The Spirit of God says, your signature has been spiritually confirmed, and no counterfeit will prevail. Every time you prayed when no one knew, every time you gave from your lack, every time you honored God in secret, it wrote your name into this moment. It is not just favor, it is fulfillment. It is the answer to questions you asked years ago. It is the inheritance your soul cried out for. And it is happening now. Heaven has moved. The angels have moved. The books have been adjusted. But now, you must walk like someone who has received the verdict in their favor. No longer second-guessing. No longer begging. No longer wondering if it's really yours. The enemy tried to rob you of this confidence, but God is restoring it right now. This is not a maybe. This is not a possibility. This is a divine confirmation, a prophetic conclusion to a long-standing question in your heart. Will it ever happen for me? Yes, and it's already begun. This is your unlocking. Your promotion is at hand. Your elevation has been documented in the heavens, and what was once invisible is about to become undeniable. When the shift comes, and it will, remember this moment. Remember that your name was never forgotten. Your sacrifice was never wasted, and your inheritance was never up for negotiation. They always belong to you. Type "My elevation is sealed" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 7711 is now declaring your financial elevation irreversible. This revelation was not sent to entertain. It was sent to awaken, to protect, and to position. When you partner with this message, you become a living answer to someone else's silent prayer. Heaven is raising voices like this to shatter deception and expose spiritual theft, and your support is part of that mission. Just as sowing activated your blessing, your giving now helps this word reach those still unaware their name is under spiritual attack. Proverbs declares, "The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." Through Super Thanks membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you can join in sending prophetic alerts to those who don't even know they're in danger. Your gift is not charity, it is strategy. A weapon of light. A trigger for breakthrough. Heaven honors the ones who help deliver the warning. Your blessing is waiting on your agreement. Heaven waits for your yes. There comes a moment in every believer's life where passivity will not work, where heaven has already released the promise. The angels have already secured the territory, and all that remains is one thing: your agreement. Not just with your mouth, but with your whole being. Your words, your posture, your mindset, your movement. Every part of you must now rise into full agreement with what God has declared. The war over your name has been fought. The false claim hath been denied. But heaven will not force what you must claim. Now is the moment. The shift has begun. But you must activate your destiny by doing the one thing the enemy hoped you would never do. Say yes. Not a hesitant yes. Not a conditional yes. But a bold, fiery, unstoppable yes that reverberates through the heavens and terrifies the very spirits that tried to steal what was yours. Say yes to what's been prophesied. Say yes to the vault that's opening. Say yes to the title deed that has your name on it. Say yes to the new dimension of favor, of finances, of influence, of dominion. Say yes to ownership. For too long, your spirit has whispered truths your mouth was too afraid to declare. You felt the pull, the stirring, the divine unrest. You've seen the signs. But you kept asking, is this really for me? Can I truly walk in this level of blessing? And the Spirit of God is answering you now, not with a maybe, not with a delay, but with a thunderous roar. Yes, if you will say yes back to me. This is where destiny meets decision. Not at the altar of performance, but at the altar of obedience. The kind of obedience that declares, even if I don't feel worthy, I will agree with what heaven has said. Even if I can't see how it will come, I will still believe that it will. That is the kind of faith that activates angels. That is the kind of surrender that shifts timelines. That is the sound heaven is listening for. Your yes is not small. It is not symbolic. It is the key to your inheritance. The Spirit says, when you open your mouth and declare it, the vaults will respond. Heaven is not waiting on your perfection. Heaven is waiting on your permission. God does not force destiny, He invites it. And today, this message stands as that invitation. Declare this now, not in fear, but in fire. My name is sealed. My blessing is mine. My spirit agrees with the will of God. No counterfeit can replace what is mine. No thief can outrun what God is releasing. I say yes. I align. I activate. Say it until the atmosphere changes. Say it until your thoughts shift. Say it until your past loses its grip. Your yes is a weapon. Your agreement is a sword. And your declaration unlocks the vault that no man can shut. This isn't hype. This is the realm of the Spirit. This is what the enemy hoped you'd never do. He thought the distraction would disqualify you. He thought the delay would discourage you. He thought the 40 name would make you feel forgotten. But he was wrong. Because today, not tomorrow, you just activated your inheritance. You've aligned with what was always yours. And from this moment forward, your name is echoing with confirmation in the Spirit. The gate is opening. The oil is flowing. The blessing is returning. And the only sound heaven needed to hear was yes. Type ISAYYES in the comments if your spirit agrees. Blessing code 4444 has now entered your atmosphere. While you sleep, heaven is correcting the records. Even as you rest, even as you go about your day in obedience and stillness, there is a silent exchange happening beyond what your eyes can see. In the spirit realm, transactions are being reversed, corrected, and reissued, all in your name. Not by your hands, but by the hands of angels assigned to your case. The moment you agreed with God, the courtroom of heaven responded. The verdict was issued. Unauthorized claim rejected. True owner identified. Blessing reinstated. What the enemy tried to hijack, heaven is now transferring back under divine order. This exchange does not happen with noise. It does not happen in drama. It happens in silence, sacred, holy silence. While you sleep, angels are moving through dimensions. While you rest, they are delivering scrolls, recovering signatures, and re-establishing your rightful place in the book of divine inheritance. It is not a negotiation, it is an enforcement. This is justice in motion. This is heaven restoring what was almost lost. The enemy at his moment. He presented the counterfeit signature. He slipped it into the spiritual record, hoping no one would notice. But the Spirit of God sees everything. And when the seal was broken, and your name was found missing from the blessing you had labored for in prayer, the entire system of heaven was mobilized. Archangel Michael rose. The warrior angels took their post. And now, you are in the middle of a silent but mighty exchange. You didn't have to plead your case. Your tears already testified. Your obedience already bore witness. Your hidden sacrifices became the legal evidence heaven used to validate your claim. And now, in this holy hour, the Spirit says, what was misdirected is being redirected. What was tampered with is being restored. What was stolen is being returned sevenfold. Do not doubt it just because you can't see it yet. The natural realm is always the last to respond. But in the spirit, the shift has already occurred. Something moved in your favor when you obeyed the instruction to be still. A portal opened the moment you stopped explaining and started trusting. This is what divine exchange looks like. Heaven moves when you do not. Right now, the angels are releasing notifications in the spirit. They are sealing your name back into the record. They are clearing the debris of deception. Every false word, every illegitimate claim, every manipulated attempt is being reversed. There is an audible silence in the realm of darkness, because they know the verdict has been finalized. The thief has been caught. The forgery has failed. And your name hath been reinstalled on the vault. Yes, in the vault. That spiritual chamber where generational blessings, prophetic inheritances, and divine assignments are stored. The very one the enemy tried to access without authority. It has now been locked against him and unlocked for you. But not just unlocked, opened. And the blessing is flowing with your name marked in divine ink. There is no expiration. There is no further delay. Heaven has ruled, and it is sealed. You may feel nothing in the natural yet. You may still sense tension around you. But let your spirit rejoice, because what's been done in silence is about to show up in your reality. You are not chasing the blessing. It's already on its way to you. It knows your name. It carries your signature. And it is arriving under the protection of heaven's highest security. Type "the exchange is complete" in the comments if you're receiving this right now. Blessing code 9910 is confirming that what was stolen is being returned to you sevenfold. What they tried to take will be returned, but not the same greater. The gavel has struck in the courts of heaven. The verdict has been issued, and it is final. Justice is not coming. It has arrived. The very moment the enemy submitted a false claim in your name, heaven prepared a counterstrike. But this was not revenge. It was restoration, and not restoration in the way man understands it, but divine reversal, the kind only heaven can engineer. What they tried to take is being returned, but not as it was. Greater, fuller, multiplied. Let it be known, God does not simply restore what was lost. He increases it. He reverses the momentum. He flips the direction of the flow. The very plan the enemy intended for your downfall has become the ground for your deliverance. The very thing he hoped would shame you has now become the proof that God's hand has never left you. The Spirit of God says, I am not just returning the blessing, I am overturning a lie. I am reversing the effect. I am redeeming the time. What was withheld is being accelerated. What was delayed is being expedited. You're not just receiving compensation, you are receiving divine justice. And when God does justice, He doesn't just balance scales, He builds new ones. The weight of the warfare you endured was not wasted. It became currency in the Spirit. Heaven counted every tear, every betrayal, every lonely night, every whispered prayer. And now the books are being reconciled. The scales are tipping. The reversal is in full motion. You see, divine reversal is not just about getting back what was stolen. It's about being placed ahead of where you would have been had the theft never occurred. It's about supernatural recompense. It's about the thief being forced to watch you flourish in what he tried to forge. The enemy didn't just lose your blessing. He lost access to the timeline he tried to tamper with. Your future is now under heaven's highest surveillance, and the Spirit of God is guarding every step you take from this point forward. Hear this: the days of silent suffering are over. The year of being robbed without response has ended. God has arisen on your behalf, and when God rises, every adversary must bow. This is not merely about earthly compensation. This is about spiritual closure. The enemy's handwriting had been blotted out. The fake record has been deleted. Your blessing, your identity, your season, all have been restored to original, God-ordained order. You won't need to vindicate yourself. Your life will speak. Your favor will declare it. Your peace will prove it. You will walk in rooms that once rejected you and sit at tables that were once withheld from you, and no one will be able to deny what has been done. Not because of your power, but because divine justice never loses. And when God repays, He does it publicly. When He reverses, He does it loudly. When He restores, He does it extravagantly. You are entering a season where the reversal will be so complete, so undeniable, that even those who doubted your calling will have to admit, surely the Lord has done this. And those who tried to steal from you will be forced to watch as you are crowned with what they tried to counterfeit. Let them see it. Let them witness it. Not for your ego, but for the glory of the one who defended you in silence. This is your divine reversal. Nothing lost. Everything restored. And more, exceedingly, abundantly, beyond what you expected. Type divine justice is mine in the comments if this prophetic reversal is yours. Blessing code 8855 has now begun reversing the direction of your delay into destiny. Your blessing cannot be stolen. Your destiny cannot be denied. Now the matter is settled. The files in heaven have been corrected. The scrolls have been sealed. The judgment hath been rendered. Your name has been cleared. Your inheritance has been reissued. What was once teetering on the edge of loss has now been preserved by divine fire. And not just preserved, positioned. Perfectly. Prophetically. Permanently. The $1 million blessing wasn't just a figure. It was a signal. A mark. A prophetic indicator of the shift that just took place in your life. The enemy saw it before you did. That's why he moved. That's why he forged. That's why he rushed to the gate ahead of you. But what he failed to understand was this. The throne is not fooled. Heaven does not mistake voices. The Lamb knows his own. The blood speaks louder than any counterclaim. And it just spoke your name. This is your confirmation. You were never forgotten. You were never denied. You were simply being positioned for a more public demonstration of divine justice. And now, as this message comes to its conclusion, you must understand, this is not the end of a video. This is the activation of a new chapter. A chapter where you no longer second-guess the worth of your name. A chapter where you walk with the assurance that what is yours is not fragile, not vulnerable, not negotiable. It is sealed, secured, supernaturally guarded. The enemy didn't just lose access. He lost jurisdiction. He will not pass this way again. Not here. Not with you. Not ever. So lift your head. Walk in the clarity of victory. Don't shrink back. Don't replay the past. What has been corrected in the spirit is already rippling through the natural. You will see signs, uncommon favor, unusual movement, restored opportunities, divine deposits, open doors, and peace, not temporary relief but deep, undeniable peace, will become your companion again. This blessing, your blessing, has been placed back in motion. And the best part, it's coming with confirmation. It's coming with fire. It's coming with favor. It's coming with your name on it, written by the finger of God. Let it be known across realms. Your blessing cannot be stolen. Your destiny cannot be denied. It will. It is sealed. It is done. Type "IT is mine" in the comments to seal this prophetic word. Blessing code 1616 is marking your name in the heavenly registry of fulfilled promises. As this final word resounds in your spirit, take a moment to reflect on the power of what just took place. This isn't just a message, it's a mission. A divine appointment to expose deception, reclaim stolen inheritance, and activate breakthrough for souls across the globe. When you sow into this word, whether through super thanks, YouTube membership, or the PayPal link in the video description, you become a carrier of deliverance. You're not supporting a channel. You're pushing light into dark places. You're funding the interception of spiritual theft in someone else's life. Just as heaven moved for you, your giving will release movement for others. God honors givers who act in the moment of revelation. So move now. Plant your seed into this prophetic ground, and let your support echo in eternity.